You're listening to Thursday Night Tailgate with Chris Mascaro and Bob Lazari, where NFL legends live on. Back to you, boys.
It's him. He's alive.
Bob, as I'm sitting here and taking a look at our switchboard, a number has popped up on the switchboard that looks awfully familiar to me. And if I didn't know better, I would say it's former Rams Pro Bowl quarterback Jim Everett. Good evening, Jimmy.
Hey, Chris, Bob. Hey, happy 6th anniversary, boys.
We appreciate you, Jim.
Falling in.
Hey, it's halftime of the Ram game. Of course, I'm pulling myself away because I just want to make sure that I touch base with you guys because it's such an important time. You guys do such a wonderful job with all the athletes and all the former players telling the story. You guys, you got such a great forum, and just listen to Jeff talk too about, his love and loyalty to you guys. You deserve it.
Well, we thank you for that, Jim. You've been a wonderful member of our Guest Hall of Fame for several years now in our inaugural class, and a guy that's been with us from the beginning. And you want to talk about loyalty to somebody. Our loyalty is certainly to you because you've been an outstanding member of our family now, like I say, for almost the entire 6 years that we've been on the show. So we can't thank you enough for everything you've meant to us because, a lot of the inspiration and a lot of things that we do, we go back to the guys that, joined us very early on in that first season when Ange and I were doing the show and we were just two schmoes that no one ever heard of. Not that anyone's heard of us now, but, you guys certainly never heard of us. And the willingness that you guys had to come on the show and share your stories with us and treat us just like I think you would if anybody else you did an interview with was something that meant an awful lot to both of us and continues to mean an awful lot to Bob and I. And the fact that you picked up the phone to join us and be a part of our 6th anniversary says an awful lot about you. So we can't thank you enough, Jim.
Well, you bet. I know we've got to go here in just a bit, but again, you guys provide a lot of opportunities for guys to talk about stuff that maybe never get talked about. And I think that's so cool for, guys to get it out there, some fans to listen to it, because it's just really stories that people really might not catch because, believe it or not, the NFL player is a human. And, it is good for people to get that stuff out. And it's good to hear. Some of the stories you guys have been told by other players is just phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's a good point, Jim, and we'll let you go because I'm sure you want to get back to the rest of the Rams game. But that is, one of the things that, sort of been the foundation of the show is the fact that, to your point a moment ago, you guys are human. And, yes, you play a game and you're idols to a lot of people and, famous and all of those sorts of things. But when you peel all of that away, you guys are human. And you've got a lot of human stories and guys are dealing with a lot of things, post their careers. And, the foundation of the show is to get you guys on to tell your stories, share your memories, right? Share the happy times, and then talk about, some of the things that might not be quite as happy, when you think about what guys are dealing with, 10, 20, 30 years after their playing career. So that's what this show is all about. That's why we started it. That's why we continue to do it. And those are, why Bob and I have such a great time, and we're here 6 years later. So thank you for saying that. Well, thanks for your time tonight. Thanks for coming on.
You bet. Chris, Bob, you guys are kicking butt. And I want you to know the fantasy football owners who have Todd Gurley right now are very happy with those 3 touchdowns already. Fortunately, he's not on one of my teams. I got to pump our Thursday night.
He's not on your team.
Football. No, I wish he was, but we're trying to angle on a way to get back to the top. But that's a whole nother subject. You guys keep rolling. I'll check in with you guys a little bit later, and you guys are the best. All right.
Thanks,
thank
Jim.
you, Jimmy. Take care.
All right. Much love.
Take care.
That's former Rams Pro Bowl quarterback Jim Everett calling to check in on our 6th anniversary. It doesn't get much better than that, Bob.
Chris, he's such a sarcastic guy. So when he's talking at the beginning there, giving us all these compliments, I says, "Is this guy serious or not?" I think he is, but he can be like that. Such a smart guy, but a great fan, great friend, and that made my day hearing from Jim.
Yes, it did. I think that he would just pick up the phone like that to come back and be a part of the show.
Sure.
All right. When Bob and I come back, we'll be turning on the Thursday Night Tailgate Spotlight on the positive. We'll share 2 more stories about guys doing great things in their communities. We'll do that and wrap up the show on the other side of these words from our friends over at Kyvan Foods and the Salt Creek Golf Retreat.
This is Reggie Kelly.
former Cincinnati Bengals and Atlanta Falcon tight end. And I'm the owner of Kyvan Foods. And if you enjoy delicious food, you're going to love my Kyvan products, which consists of our honey apple salsa, sweet barbecue sauce, and an array of seasonings. For store locations, online orders, and recipes, check out our website at www.kyvan82.com. That's KYVAN 82.com. One taste, and you'll appreciate the goodness.
If you're looking for a great place for your annual golf outing, a weekend golf getaway, or just a round of golf with your buddies, then Salt Creek Golf Retreat is just what you're looking for. Centrally located in Nashville, Indiana, just south of Indianapolis and west of Cincinnati. This challenging but fair 18-hole golf course appeals to all skill levels, and its scenic views of rolling hills and tree-lined fairways are sure to make golfing memories for years to come. Owned and operated by former Purdue and New York Giant fullback Randy Manier, Salt Creek Golf Retreat offers stay-and-play packages that include golf and a fully furnished 1- or 2-bedroom condo. After your round, be sure to stop by the 19th Hole Sports Bar and Restaurant for great food, fun, and drinks. Randy and his staff will treat you like family. For more information, log on to saltcreekgolf.com. That's saltcreekgolf.com. Or give them a call at 812-558-5944. Salt Creek Golf Retreat. Start making your golfing memories today.
Thursday Night Tailgate, where the spotlight is always on the positive. Tune in Thursday night from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time to hear your favorite NFL legends, players, and coaches sharing their stories. Now back to Chris and Bob.
I wouldn't joke about anything else that happens here tonight.
Hey, we're back here on Thursday Night Tailgate, and we're turning on our spotlight on the positive. Bob, who do you have for us this week?
Came across some good things this week, Chris, that the Tennessee Titans were doing. Historically, Chris, Tuesdays in the NFL have been off days, right? I mean, you need time to rest and rest up the banged-up bodies, and Tuesdays spend the day. Well, not for these Tennessee Titans. They have something their community relations department calls Titan Tuesdays, Chris, where these guys go out into the community and start doing great things. And, a couple of weeks ago, it was the offensive linemen. 3 or 4 of them went to St. Thomas Hospital right down in the Tennessee area, where they do a lot of knee replacements, a lot of orthopedic stuff. And they had a bunch of guys spreading goodwill and cheer to those patients down there of all ages. And they said it was a tremendous hit. And then last week, the Titans Tuesdays, they took it to a middle school, at Tyler Middle School down there, Chris, where they 3 guys, Daquan Jones, Sylvester Williams, Jarrell Casey, went into the school, and they educated that school about the Fuel Up to Play 60 program, and that's all about getting kids active and healthy lifestyles and exercising 60 minutes each day. That's a very popular program, but those guys do it, obviously when they're all banged up and healing, but they're out there encouraging people to stay active, and they do so much with that kind of stuff. So, and again, a lot of these are at-risk kids, and they educate them about good nutrition, and these are kids that are having trouble getting meals per day, and these guys are right on top of it. But just some great pictures on their website. If you go to the community part of the Tennessee Titans website, it's called, again, Titans Tuesdays, and I almost look forward every week what they're going to do on a Tuesday. So kudos to that organization, Chris, doing great things in the community.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic stuff, Bob. That's a great story. And this week, Bob, I'm going to put the spotlight, on the Dolphins organization. I should say I'm probably going to put the spotlight back on the Dolphins organization. I think not that long ago you had spotlighted them, and so now they continue to do some great things. And I read a story this week as Hurricane Irma was making landfall in South Florida. Miami Central High School was playing a football game against 3-time defending high school national champions Bishop Gorman up in Las Vegas, Nevada. So, and in that game, oh, by the way, Miami Central upset them 24-20. So a big victory, for those guys. But as the storm came in, the team got stranded there in Las Vegas. So, and I'm sure for kids, right, being stranded in Las Vegas, that's fantastic. For the school administration, it becomes a nightmare because the cost of food and lodging for a 69-member team in Las Vegas, for multiple days because they can't get back to Miami. Now the costs start to get into the tens of thousands of dollars. And, kudos to Bishop Gorman, the other high school, offered to pay for a couple of days that Miami Central was stranded there. So that was great, on behalf of that school. But the Dolphins became aware of the situation. Former tight end Troy Drayton, he's the team's manager of youth programs. He got a phone call, about the team's travel problems, and so he got involved. And then some of the Dolphins players also heard about the situation through, whether it was through the team or through an article that was written in the Miami Herald. So guys like wide receiver Kenny Stills and Ndamukong Suh, Rashad Jones, Lawrence Timmons, who knows what his future is with the Dolphins because of some other things, but he got involved. Tackle Laramie Tunsil got involved, wide receiver Devontae Parker got involved, and as did the whole sort of Dolphins front office. And all of those guys got together and donated money to cover the rest of the team's expenses. Plus, they arranged for the team to get transported, back to Miami and then from the airport back to the school. So, Bob, one of the things that I love, Ndamukong Suh, when he was talking about why they got involved, he said it's very simple. Guys understand that we're fortunate in a lot of ways, and then, we get to live a particular lifestyle. So it's simple for us to give back to the youth and to give back to a situation like this and get these guys home, which I love. I love that, that quote for him saying that. So, Bob, I want to send out kudos again to those players in the Dolphins organization for what they did to help the kids from Miami Central High School get back to Miami and get their expenses covered. It's a great story from those guys. It
is, and there's so many organizations like that, Chris, and it's our job to get it out there. Again, you don't hear about it enough unless you dig into the websites of these teams, but it shouldn't be like that, but we have fun doing it.
Yes, we do, and that's why we love doing the Spotlight on the Positive. As you say often, Bob, our favorite segment of the show. All right, Bob, it is time for us to put a bow on this very special episode of Thursday Night Tailgate. Our thanks again to our 2017 Guest Hall of Fame class, which includes Bo Bach, E.J. Jr., Musa Muhammad, Richmond Webb, Kerry Glenn, and Jeff Reed. And Bob, like I say during this point in the show, and I said very sincerely up front, it's an honor to spend every week, doing this show with you, and we've been doing it now together for 6 years. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, it's flown by, Chris, and that's the sign of having fun and having some success. So, again, keep doing what you're doing because it's working. Thank you, sir.
All right, next week, folks, we will kick off our 7th season of Thursday Night Tailgate, and we'll do it with a return visit from former Redskins Pro Bowl quarterback Gus Frerotte. Gus was great with us, about a month or 6 weeks or so ago when he joined us, so very much looking forward to spending more time with him. We'll cross way over into another sport, mountain climbing, with Vern Tejas, and Vern has done some unbelievable things. Like he's the guy who did the fastest ascent to the world's 7 highest summits, including Mount Everest and Mount Kilimanjaro. But on top of all of that, he has been doing some really great things for our servicemen and women. This show has been a part of the Armed Forces Radio Network for several years, and Vern has done some wonderful things for our servicemen and women, so I want to get that story out there. So he'll join us next week. Former Steelers, Seahawks, and Patriots Pro Bowl linebacker Chad Brown will be back with us, as will former Houston Oilers punter Greg Montgomery. And then we'll get Tony Collins back in here, get back to doing our 5-star picks of the week. So we've got a really great show lined up for you to start year 7 here on Thursday Night Tailgate. We hope you will come back and be a part of it with us. Want to remind you on social media, how can you stay up to date with what we're doing? Well, on Twitter, you can find me at CT Mascaro. Bob is at Bob_Lazari, and the show is at TNT Podcast. Please also check out our page on Facebook. Give us a like. That's very important to us as well. You can stream or download any of our archive episodes by going to our website, ThursdayNightTailgate.com. Plus, you can also find them on great sites like iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Blog Talk Radio, Stitcher, Spreaker, Audio Boom, Player.fm, SoundCloud, but most importantly, our great friends over at Podbean that have been so very good to us and featured us, so long, probably for the last, almost year now, on their site, on their sports and recreation section. We can't thank them enough for their support. Bob, take us home, my friend.
Chris, had a blast tonight. Always a great time inducting people like we did, but also want to give a great shout-out to our longtime announcer, Joe Lajanusa, for the great job he does with our weekly intro and ads, and to James Brocato and all the guys from Painted Faces for the upcoming outro music. On behalf of myself and Chris, we want to thank everyone tonight for listening. We appreciate you the most. Until next week, good night, Kevin. We miss you.